This video has been brought to you by Ashe Creations. Follow Ashe Creations on Instagram at Ashe Creations Official and at Ashe Creation Graphics. That's for your t-shirt apparel and custom design needs. Dre Respect the Boxing here with another video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification. That way you stay updated on the latest content as I bring it to the channel. All right, today we got Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez. And we're going to debunk this notion that he has the best record in boxing. The best resume in boxing right now. And if he has the best resume in boxing, Lord help us, because if this is the new trend, not fighting anybody, hand picking your opponents, cherry picking, Canelo Alvarez is supposedly in his prime and he's been hand picking opponents for I don't know how long. All right, let's get to it as it's scrolling. But Sergey Kovalev, last fighter he fought, older, post Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev, had been knocked out once before, twice before fighting Canelo. Had been beat twice by Andre Ward, knocked out once by Andre Ward, knocked out once by another Alvarez, I forget his first name. Then before that he fought Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs basically was past his prime. He outboxed Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs went there for a payday. Didn't even try to make weight, I believe. That was just a money grab fight for Danny Jacobs. This was the same Danny Jacobs that was knocked out before. Didn't show up in that Canelo fight. Rocky Fielding, same Rocky Fielding, was knocked out by Caleb Smith. Not a great opponent. Nobody even knows who Rocky Fielding is. Why he even got that shot? Why he got that chance? After facing Gennady Golovkin twice, thinking that he's gonna face somebody, a tougher opponent. And in the super middleweight matchup, he goes up to 168 pounds and fights Rocky Fielding. It's just a disgrace to the sport. Before fighting Gennady Golovkin, and let's get to Gennady Golovkin fights. The two Gennady Golovkin fights. First fight, split decision, draw, actually a loss. He lost to Gennady Golovkin in that first fight. Anybody who says anything different knows that Golden Boy gifted Canelo Alvarez with that win. He was losing most of the fight, scared of the mystical powers, punching power that Gennady Golovkin supposedly had, which wasn't there. By the time he realized it wasn't there, it was too late. The fight was over, and they gifted him a draw. He was able to do it again with no fear and took the fight straight to Gennady Golovkin because he knew that mystical power wasn't really there. The old man was past his prime. All that mystical power that got built up, that fantasy power. Nobody's scared of Gennady Golovkin, man. Gennady Golovkin, when the last time that Gennady Golovkin really was scared of as this vicious puncher? Everybody's been calling him out. Nobody's scared of him. Let's get to before Gennady. Okay, in the second fight, he took it to Gennady Golovkin. I feel like he won that one easily because he did take it to him. By the time Gennady Golovkin was trying to make it a game fight, I don't think it was enough, and I think that Canelo edged him. It was a good win, but over a past prime champ. Gennady Golovkin actually made Canelo Alvarez vacate the belt. Made him do tune-ups before he even accepted a match. He did a tune-up with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Really? That's who he tuned up on? Which he just stood there and was a punching bag. I don't even think Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. threw a punch back when he fought Canelo Alvarez. I think he did not want to fight him back. He was paid to come there and show up, not even fight back. That was a hoax of a fight. Wasted money. It was a pay-per-view fight that wasn't shit. You paid to see Julio Cesar Chavez stand there like a punching bag and show and build up Canelo's confidence before he fought Gennady Golovkin, like he was this big macho guy. That's all he did. He built his confidence up. He stood there like a big ass punching bag and collect his check at the end of the day. I don't even think he threw a punch. I think he was told, maybe by Oscar, don't even punch Canelo back. Bullshit. Before Cesar Chavez Jr., we had Liam Smith, another bullshit fight. Who is Liam Smith? Come on now. Somebody tell me who Liam Smith is. We don't know. Amir Khan. You got a junior welterweight. Amir Khan's best days was at 140 pounds. You got a junior welterweight fighting you at 160 pounds, outboxing you. Every round was outboxing Canelo. Canelo caught him. He got outboxed every round. I'm just debunking this resume of these great fighters. All these great fighters that he's fought. Amir Khan passes pound. Amir Khan has been knocked down on numerous occasions at this point in his career, and had been knocked out several times at this point in his career. This is Amir Khan that you want to put on your resume. Same Amir Khan that just quit when he was supposed to fight Terrence Crawford. Is that debacle of a event. He fought Miguel Cotto before Amir Khan, past his prime again. Miguel Cotto was game, but he was so much bigger than Miguel Cotto night of the fight. Shit looks ridiculous. Go back and look at that fight. Go look at Miguel Cotto versus Canelo Alvarez. The shit looks ridiculous. Who else? James Kirkland. Decent fight. Decent step-up fight. Arizona Lara. Split decision victory for Canelo. I had Lara win in that fight. Thought it was a robbery. I thought Lara actually outboxed him pretty easily. Before that, Angulo. Before that, Floyd Mayweather. We remember what Floyd Mayweather did to him. I'm talking about it was a majority decision because one of the judges fucked up the card. But it was really a unanimous decision. He outboxed him so beautifully. It was pitiful. Canelo didn't even look like he was belonging in a ring with Floyd Mayweather. Then we go before that. We say Austin Trout, 26-0. He fought him for the super welterweight title. 26-0 Austin Trout. That's his best name on his resume. Let's be for real. Let's be honest. His best prime champion, because Floyd Mayweather wasn't in his prime when he beat Canelo. Floyd Mayweather was on the way to retirement. He had came out of retirement and fought. We ain't gonna say that, huh? Floyd Mayweather, that was not the best Floyd Mayweather that fought Canelo Alvarez. He came out of retirement and fought Canelo Alvarez. You can't tell me that's the best Floyd that fought Canelo Alvarez. And before that, he fought Austin Trout. That Austin Trout fight, that is actually the best fight a champion in his prime to fight Canelo Alvarez. That is the best fight that Canelo Alvarez actually has on his resume. A champion in his prime. You name anybody else that I've mentioned in their prime as a top champion in the division that faced Canelo Alvarez. So we go before that, before the Austin Trout fight, Josecito Lopez, 4 losses already. Shane Mosley, well over his prime. Didn't look like he belonged in the ring. Well, the size advantage in that fight was just fucking ridiculous. Kermit Cintron, 4 losses. Alfonso Gomez, 4 losses. Ryan Rhodes, 4 losses. Matthew Haddon, 4 losses. Lovemore Nadal, 11 losses. Come on, man. You go back in his career, man. You look at this Jose Miguel Cotto, not to be mixed with his brother Miguel Cotto. I'm sorry. Is that Miguel Cotto brother? I can't remember. But in any case, you go back and look at these guys that he was fighting. He was fighting welterweights. He's fighting at 147 pounds, beating up on guys that didn't even belong in the ring with him because of how his size advantage, how large he was. But that was early in his career. I'm not gonna go back and just dissect early in his career. They was building the fighter up, and they gave him some names. They gave him some champions. They gave him some former champions rather. But his first step up fight, his best fight on his resume, was Austin Trout. That was the only fighter that I've named so far that was a top champion in a division, a current title, belt title holder. He's the only one, Austin Trout. So you're gonna tell me that this guy has the best resume in boxing because he has names on his resume? He has Floyd Mayweather, lost. Arizona Lara, barely won. They say a split decision. We'll give it to him. Split decision win over Arizona Lara. Never rematched him. Miguel Cotto, past his prime. Amir Khan, way past his prime. Too small. Liam Smith, who? Julio Cesar Chavez, who? What is he done? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has done nothing. Didn't even fight him back. He never even threw punches back. He fought Gennady Golovkin twice. Scared out his mind to fight him the first time to even open up and fight. Second time he took it to him because he wasn't no longer feared of the power of Gennady Golovkin. That fantasy power. Then he fought Rocky Fielding. Nobody. Same Rocky Fielding I told you got knocked the fuck out by Caleb Smith. Then he fought Daniel Jacobs, past his prime. Way past his prime. Not a top champion. He was a contender, not a top champion. Sergey Kovalev, not a top champion. Not a top champion. Yes, he's one of the champions in the division. Not a top champion. Do you want to tell me he went up through all these weight classes, but he is yet to face one of the top champions at middleweight in their prime? Because Gennady Golovkin wasn't in his prime. He fought Gennady Golovkin 2-3 years past when Gennady Golovkin made him give up the belt. That same WBC belt that Gennady Golovkin has is the same vacant belt that he got when he fought Miguel Cotto. And then he vacated the belt after fighting Amir Khan, and Gennady Golovkin took it. He fought Amir Khan. After Amir Khan, he vacated the belt. He didn't want to fight Gennady Golovkin. The WBC was ordering him to fight Gennady Golovkin. He didn't want to make that fight. He gave that belt up. So you tell me this guy has the best resume? No, he got a lot of names on his resume. That does not equate to the best resume in boxing. I'm sorry, but that is not what it is. Now, if you have anything different to say, you have any notion different to say, tell me how this guy has fought the best guys. Just because you move up in weight doesn't mean you're fighting the best guys. Just because he has a name and has a previous reputation doesn't mean he's the best guy. He ducked Charlo. I hadn't even got to that. He ducked Charlo. He did the same thing that Gennady Golovkin did. He was paying him step-aside money. Gennady Golovkin played Charlo step-aside money. When it was time when he won Gennady Golovkin's WBC belt in the second fight, it was time for him to fight Jamal Charlo, number one contender in WBC at middleweight. They want to order the fight. Then all of a sudden, he didn't ask for it, but he got franchised. Somebody said he didn't ask for it, but he got franchised. They just franchised him. He didn't ask for it. He accepted the shit. He's not the real middleweight title holder. He's a franchise champ. He won't even come back down to sniff middleweight because he's scared of these guys, these monsters of these divisions. He's campaigning at middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight. In those 3 weight classes, name the top guy that he's fought. I'll do you one better. I'll tell you this. There are several top guys. Tell me the most dangerous guy out of these divisions: middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. Who is the most dangerous guy? You name who the most dangerous guy is, and if Canelo Alvarez has balls, he'll fight that guy next. Not another fucking nobody. Don't duck the middleweight champs. Don't duck the super middleweight champs. Don't duck the light heavyweight champs. You're a light heavyweight champion. Unify. You're a super middleweight champion. Unify. You're a franchise champion as a middleweight. Unify. Unify. Yeah, he won't. I'm telling y'all, man, this is a fucking wash. Canelo Alvarez does not have the best resume in boxing. He has a lot of names because Golden Boy sets him up, cherry picking, hand picking opponents. This has been going on his whole career. They've handpicked every single opponent. Canelo Alvarez has never been the opportunist who's been given the opportunity to fight a top world champion. He's been handpicking every opponent. Let me tell you something. He's beat most of these guys, no doubt. But has he really been facing the top competition? I like to beg the difference. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm just tired of hearing this false narrative that Canelo Alvarez has the best resume in boxing. Bullshit. I call bullshit. He does not have the best resume in boxing. He's fought a lot of past prime guys that he's been able to either win or even knock out. Past their prime. Not much of a threat at that point in their careers. But he got a rude awakening with Mayweather. People like to lean on that. I don't care to lean on that. Win a win, a loss a loss. He just got outboxed by Mayweather. Ever since then, he's gotten better. But there's an asterisk. He's never fought anybody who's a top prime fighter. Mayweather was not a top prime fighter. His best person on his resume is easily Austin Trout. That's all I got for you today. That's Dre Spector. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who's the best guy that Canelo should fight next? Who would be a legacy making fight for Canelo Alvarez to beat somebody of note? A champion in their prime. Who is that next champion that he can make a name on? That's Dre Spector. That's all I got for you, and I'm out.